good to have you here. I took my laptop with me, so let me readjust the webcam nicely. Okay, there we go. So, good to have you here, everyone. Welcome. And there we go. So, it is Saturday. Hopefully, you have a good weekend so far. I was out of the house, but came back, had some quick lunch, and set my laptop back up, and here we are. So, yeah. Good to see you. Good to see you. What's up, everyone? Time for some more. It's going to be a more relaxed live stream as it is weekend. So, yeah, well, let's observe the local price action together for a bit. Do some Elliott wave analysis, of course. But maybe a band-aid. Welcome, Ali. Tejas, good evening. Good evening. Ali, most good notifications to join the live stream. Cheers, Ali. Yeah, it definitely helps. Because YouTube does not always give notifications, and in Discord, if you are watching and sometimes you don't get a notification and you're annoyed that you don't get a notification, go to Discord, click on reaction roles, click on the purple button, because every time I upload something, I will tag the team. So basically, you're going to be part of the team, right? So I tag the team and you will get a notification in Discord. So maybe YouTube doesn't give you the notification, but then Discord gives you the notification. So yeah, there you go. Pistachio, good to have you here. Welcome. Jason, I see yesterday's daily naked point of controls now. No, this target box is a new one. So this is a new area of support. So if I scroll up in all my folders, there you go. Daily naked point of control at the same price level. So that is why it's marked. So the moment a point of control, naked point of control is hit, I immediately remove it from my chart. At least after we've spent some time there. Dawa, welcome. Good to have you here. Pierre, welcome. Welcome. Kessler Outdoor Media. Welcome, Pierre. Good to have you here. Rudy, welcome. Rosie, Shark Trends, welcome. First message, I think, as well in a live stream. Good to have you here. If more alts looked like they were putting 5 up, I'd be more bullish. Yeah, of course, you still have either a impulse or an A, B, C. Now, it is weekend, which always is interesting, as most commonly the weekend is a sideways structure. We have bullish divergences across the board. Yeah, you have a bearish divergence as well, but you have the bigger bullish. You had bullish here, so you have double bullish CVDs moving above the point of control, value area high, which is your last little bit of resistance, really. But it is weekend, and generally in a weekend, you don't tend to start a wave 3. So interesting times. Generally, you move sideways, so up and down and as you go. So, Samith, welcome. Great to be back from London. Joined the match now in an English pub. I mean, I guess it was fun in a way. Of course, the Netherlands lost. But I actually think it is great fun, especially if England wins in the last minute. The pub must have gone nuts, right? Anzor, welcome. Tawangat, good to have you here as well. It was a great game. I mean, so I don't really mind. Like, there was a lot of discussion afterwards about the penalty and stuff, and I'm just like, I'm a casual viewer, I don't really care much. It was fun to watch, and now it's going to be Spain versus England. I think the final goal of England was nice. The penalty, but yeah, it's the way the game is played, which is also the reason pretty much why I never watch football, is because of all the crying and all the whining, and basically it's 22 small puppies on a field. So, that's where they lost me back in the day. I never watch football. Unless the Netherlands goes into playoffs, that's when I get interested. Other than that, it's probably the sport in the world with the most pussies. Probably. They cry about everything. Destroys the game, really. Okay, but hey, I never really watch football, so what do I know? Cramo, Welcome. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Doing good. Thanks. Florian and Milo. I made it to the live stream. Indeed. Paumit. Bonjour. How you doing? Keys at Wilt. Tortuga. Finally on time as well. Okay. Shall we cover some Elliott waves? I have many windows on my other screen here. So 1 second. Let me organize this. I have to close some programs as well, so I close that and I close that, just also to make sure you want the stream to run well. Let me close WhatsApp. Okay, there we go. Close this. Cool. Okay, so let's start the analysis, shall we? This volume profile on my chart, by the way, is pretty much the final area of resistance on the chart. So yeah, we now moved above this order block here. We have the 786. We have over here the value area high, and I bet you if we put a volume profile of this range, so you can see there's a bit of a range here. So from order block to order block. And we extend right off, we have a point of control. I'm so not surprised. So then we have this as well. So we also have a point of control here, acting as resistance. Now, the moment you hit the 886, the probability surely increase to take the high, but generally in this range on the 1 hour time frame, the probabilities are higher to eventually move up, but it is weekend. So generally, again, in the weekend, you don't really tend to start wave threes. It's most of the time corrective price action, sideways price action. I do like to have this line on the chart, though. It's actually quite nice. So we are gonna, where are we gonna put this? In the point of control folder. And we're gonna remove this. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. How to determine which candle to use for your volume profile. So there's two ways I use it. So let me quickly get this done. So first of all, you can take a volume profile from, for example, the low that started to range to the end of the range, right? And of course, you can also again take it from the next low. So pretty much you use highs or lows. I like to observe the chart from a ranging perspective. So for example, in this range, we actually have a separate, wait, we have this portion of the chart here is like a bit like standalone. It's a separate range. So I tend to, for example, put a volume profile up of this section of the chart. Now, because we have a small high little range here as well, right? It's interesting, and this is a lesson I got from 2021 when price found support at 30k, or actually 29.2, I believe, to be exact. And there was like, it was this type of range, very, very low time frame, which eventually acted as support, and we moved to all-time high. And I didn't really know what it bounced on. So eventually, after figuring it out, I saw that there was a point of control. But anyway, to keep things big, either pull it from the low. What I like to do is, okay, we have highs here. These highs, right, are at the same level as this, like range. We have a sharp drop down. We started ranging. So what I like to do as well is take it from this level, so that pretty much everything that is covered horizontally on the chart in this section, right, is covered. You can see that this is above, right? This is above the price action. We didn't touch it. So I don't really like to include this, but we have been building a range here after this drop. We actually, moved sideways. Yes, of course, we first moved down again. But that is why I like to include this piece of price action as well. So yeah. Ranges. I go a little bit in more detail on volume profile and how I use it in the video public on the channel here, which is the, where is it? Volume profile, full flat. Oh, here, this one. The easy tool will change your trading for the better. So this easy tool. Because volume profile is not difficult. It's just you want to pull from the right pivots, and arguably you can pull from anywhere, right? So it doesn't really matter too much. I can pull from this section and find a little point of control here as well. It's all about building experience, I suppose, as well. But yeah, I know there's a point of control here, and it's also the value area high. And we do have a little bit of bearish CVDs we had here. Lower high on price, higher high on the CVD. Of course, this has already played out, but it is interesting. We still have here lower high on price, higher high CVD, but also played out now. So yeah, we had a bit of bearish CVDs locally on yellow. These have played out at resistance. No. Didn't change market structure yet or something, but it's interesting nonetheless. Okay. So where were we? We're gonna start with the Elliott wave analysis. That is what we're gonna do. Tour de France. So we answered this one. Del, welcome. Good to have you here. Adam, what's up, man? Could you send me a message in Discord? What's up, Hoshi? Good to have you here. Zad, what's up? Who's enjoying the weekend fake out? The weekend is known for its fake outs. Moving up and down. We shall see. We shall see. Howdy, howdy. What's up, Jack? Welcome. Okay, let's go. Let's go. So, earlier today, I was talking to GZ in Discord, and we were talking on a weekly time frame about the potential of a double 1-2. And this is the reason why I decided to cover it in the morning update, because there's actually a few things that are quite interesting. Welcome, Hoshi, by the way. What's up? How you doing? There's a few things that are quite interesting that would support a potential double 1-2, which of course means price action moves a lot higher. Now, by all means, all the bullish scenarios lead to another high anyway. It's the price action after that will give us the information of what's going to happen. We don't know if this is a double 1-2. We don't know if we are in a lower degree wave 4, 5, 4, 5. We don't know if we are in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But what we do know is that the probabilities from an Elliott wave perspective are higher to continue the trend to the upside and still look for new all-time highs. What happens after, that's stuff we're going to analyze then. Because the moment price is moving up and we are moving into price discovery, Elliott waves is actually very, very easy. It's all about waiting for another bigger range to form. We have a bigger range here, price moves up. All of these small little ranges do not matter. You gotta wait for this type of stuff, right? And then, okay, is this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double 1-2, ta-da-da? Is this corrective or impulsive? Are we looking for bull market finished, bigger move down or not? Now, as the candles print, we will get that information and we will be able to figure out the probabilities from an Elliott wave point of view. But you gotta wait for a range to form, right? So when price moves to the upside, if the bullish probabilities play out, we just gotta wait for another bigger range. I don't care about 4-hour, 1-hour ranges, right? A small little daily range, it doesn't matter. On a weekly time frame, you gotta wait for the weekly ranges to form, right? Yeah, the lower time frames can give a bit of a hint. But the daily, weekly, that's where it's at, right? You want to wait for another range to form. Yes, that also means that from an Elliott wave point of view, you sometimes have to cope with a 30% drop, 20% drop, 40% drop. But you always get that retracement back towards the upside, and then we'll figure out what's going to happen. No, that's where the probabilities are. So we have the very bullish scenario on the chart. I will explain it. Yeah, tell you why this is at least a scenario you got to keep in mind. Reloads, welcome. Thanks for all your comments, by the way, Reloads. Cheese, welcome as well. Good to have you here, man. Always comments, Mr. Cheese. Okay, so the double 1-2, the most bullish scenario on the chart. 1-2 in yellow, 1-2 in green, looking for a very big wave 3 onto the moon. So, just like in the morning update, I shortly cover two things that you have to know about from an Elliott wave point of view: rule of alternation and the wave 4 guideline. The rule of alternation says that if a wave 2 is sideways, wave 4 tends to be sharp, right? That's what you expect. If wave 2 is a sharp corrective structure, wave 4 tends to be sideways. Now, with this in mind, if this is an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and wave 2 is clearly a very shallow retracement, only the 382 is touched, it is a very sideways retracement as well, corrective structure. So based on the rule of alternation, you would expect a wave 4 to be a sharp, quick, scary corrective structure. But at the moment, the price action here arguably is actually quite sideways as well. We haven't really seen a very sharp corrective structure, very scary, quick move towards the downside. And one of these moves, which I actually remember, was on a daily chart. When you go here, right, you look for like these very, very quick moves. This was on 1 day. Look at the wick of this thing here as well on 1 day, right? That's a big drop. Actually, I have to take it from there. It's a 20% drop in literally 1 day. Poof, right? And a wave 4, yes, it always takes a little bit of time to print a wave 4. Commonly, it's longer than a wave 2. But if wave 2 is shallow, wave 4 preferably is deep. Wave 4 being a flat structure, or sorry, wave 2 being a flat, wave 4 commonly sharp, meaning zigzag structure. Zigzags tend to be shorter in time as well. But you can see the price action here is also actually very sideways price action, right? It's not a very deep, scary, quick move to the downside. 382 here as well, right? So that makes you think, is it a double 1-2? Because we, at the moment, lack a bit of alternation, no? Second, if we look at an impulse, 1, 2, then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, right? There is a guideline, which is the wave 4 guideline in Elliott waves, coming from Elliott Wave International, which says that a wave 4 of a higher degree commonly retraces to the wave 4 of a lower degree, the price action of the wave 4 of a lower degree, and most likely to the termination point, or at least the lower half of your wave 4, right? But I just like to say the wave 4 of a lower degree. So in other words, a common target for your wave 4 in green is the price action of your wave 4 in blue. This is your buy opportunity to look for another 5 to the upside, no? Now with this in mind, we have our move up. If this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and then a wave 5, right? Then we have to count a 5-wave structure in a wave 3. Now, therefore, clearly, this is going to be your wave 4, right? So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In other words, if, and 1 second, I got to refresh my chart because my Control Z with the brush doesn't want to work. So, no idea, that's an alarm because of the refresh. Let it load. Thank you. I have a lot of folders. So if this is your wave 4 of a lower degree, high degree being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is your lower degree wave 4, right? Then based on the wave 4 guideline, you want price to retrace into this box. And this box is sitting between 49.1k and 38.5k. We didn't hit it. We haven't got close to it, right? The low is 53.7k. The box starts at 49.1k. That's still a little bit of distance, no? And we do know that based on Elliott waves and the guidelines, it is common for a wave 4 to retrace to the wave 4 of a lower degree. It's not a requirement. It's not a rule. But it is a guideline. So it is something we can take with us when we think about probabilities. So these two matter in this scenario, the rule of alternation and the wave 4 guideline. And these two do support at least the potential for a double 1-2. Now, I am never a moon boy, and I am not going to be talking about 200, 300, 500, whatever targets. I'm someone that takes it step by step. Let's first take the high and take it from there, because these bullish scenarios at the moment still have high probabilities. And here we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 end of your bull market, no? Working on a wave 3, looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ending wave 5 in the green box, move down to the wave 4 target of a higher degree, which is the range of wave 4 in green, and move up for your 5. Now, what's the difference? The difference is here in a wave 3, you expect, right? High volume, increasing, big candles, big volatility towards the upside. Here, you're looking for a wave 5. So preferably the volume here is a little lower than in your wave 3, but also you don't want price to extend all the way to the upside and move above 105k and, you know, just keep going. This is preferably your target area for 5. But we only know what we're dealing with once we actually move to the upside and break out and get some candles printed on the chart, and then we can reanalyze the range. If you're finishing a higher degree wave 3, which is the yellow 3, this range in 4 preferably is sharp and deep, right? It's still going to take minimum a month, most likely, that this wave 4 is going to be printed, if not multiple months, no? So we will be able to observe the range, but you are going to start a bigger range here. Well, in the most bullish scenario, you go for a wave 3, so you will only get short ranges, and eventually you'll form a bigger range much higher, right? The other bullish scenario, which is your least bullish, is here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Preferably this wave 4 would finish after the 1-to-1, most commonly 12th of August. But rule of alternation, this one is sideways, right? Preferably your wave 4 is deep. It's no problem if you get 2 sideways. It happens based on statistics as well, right? But it is at least interesting to think about. So yeah, 4, 5, target area for 4 on the chart here, and then look for a wave 5. All of these scenarios are absolutely possible and all depend on the move to the upside and the following range, right? So we got to wait for price to break out, which has the highest probability at the moment from an Elliott wave point of view, is continue to trend towards the upside. Don't care about what happens on a 1 hour time frame. You'll move down a bit, okay, some extra support, blah, blah, blah. Highest probabilities are higher on the weekly time frame to eventually move up. And the next move up, that is what's going to decide the probabilities for all of these 3 scenarios. The double 1-2, the 2 pushes up, right? Unfinished. Bum, bum, bum. So 2 more moves to the upside or 1 more move to the upside. It depends on the range that is going to be forming later, right? But the probabilities on the weekly are higher to move up. And with that knowledge, we can trade, invest, swing trade, whatever. No financial advice. You do you and your own research and all that good stuff. But trading is all about probabilities, knowing where you're wrong, knowing your invalidations, you know, knowing all that stuff. Now, locally, I have 2 bullish scenarios actually, but I got to put one on the chart still. T. Clemson. Such a moon boy. Yeah, you'll never hear that stuff. Bullish scenario number 1 is a leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 or A. Look for a 3-wave retracement, continuation to the upside in a wave C or a wave 3. Mind you, wave B/wave 2 can be any corrective structure, except for wave 2 is not allowed to be a triangle. You can have in B or 2 a zigzag ABC. You can have a flat ABC, right? All of this is possible. You can have a sideways WXY, or even this WX and a triangle in a wave Y. But by all means, in this scenario, you take out this high sooner or later. Common target for your wave 2 is the 05786, 56.5K, 54.7K, taken from the low to the high of 1/A. And the common target for B is a little bit bigger because the 382 and the 886 are also still common targets for your wave B, and the 382 is a little less common for a wave 2. But in this scenario, you want price to move up. Now your second bullish scenario, which I have seen in Discord as well, is a multi 1-2. Probably like that. Okay. I think it was something like this. Of course, arguably you can also put wave 1 here, right? And then have a contracting diagonal in 1, but tada, right? Invalidation would be here for now, because preferably you finish your wave 2. Has to be said that this move up, not the greatest impulse if we count it from the low, right? 1, 2, 3, where is my 4, where is my 5, right? So preferably, actually, if this is a corrective structure, we end it here, and this is your impulse. Okay. Now a 1-1-1-2 is of course your most bullish scenario, and there we go again, right? In both cases, the diagonal and 1-1-1-2, you're taking this high. In both cases, you just got to wait for price to do what it does after it takes the high, right? When is it going to build the range? Are we going to get incredibly high volume price moving up wave 3, or are we going to move up in corrective structures and then move down after? Of course, in this scenario, you want to see continuation. Now, what lowest probabilities at the moment for this to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and I don't know how many 1-2s is, it's weekend. And it is very uncommon for weekend price action to start wave 3s, right? What does tend to happen during the weekends is stuff like this. Last Saturday, we moved up, and then on Sunday, we gave it all back, right? In other words, you actually still move sideways. It was quite a volatile weekend, has to be said. But the moment the markets open on Monday, you're literally at the same level as where on Friday you ended the market, right? So yeah, 1-1-1-2. It's definitely not the prettiest. Now, what is also common, at least for a multi 1-2, is that your wave 2s are the same structures. I got this question in the YouTube comments. It is not a rule that wave 2s in a multi 1-2 have to be the same, right? It's not a rule, it's not a requirement, but it is most common that in a multi 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, that your wave 2s are the same structure. So they're all a zigzag, they're all a flat, they're all, whatever it is. Now in this case, you don't have zigzag 2, flat 2. And most charts took the high on the left. So that is why you would then think about a flat structure. What could support this scenario though is the bullish CVD divergences that we have on a lot of different time frames, right? Yes, we do have some bearish CVD here taken into account, but we have the bullish CVD here. We had bullish CVD here as well. Interesting. Having a quick look here. Little bit of bearish CVDs here. No bullish CVD on the chart at the moment. Mind you, right, we are at resistance, everyone. Oh, I removed the... Oh, no, wait, I didn't remove it. Oh, no. I think with the refresh... Shit. I think all of these are point of controls. So I guess with the refresh, something went wrong. Okay, hopefully my levels are good again. And I also have 2 here. Trading view, man. Okay. So we are at resistance, right? Small little point of control of the range here and the value area high of the ranges here as well. But we do have bullish CVD divergences, which of course is very interesting. But if I would have to compare a 1112 here with the diagonal, it's absolutely something to keep in mind. But again, higher probabilities for the diagonal for me. And once we take the high, whatever, we'll see what price does, because that is the only thing that we actually really care about, is if we're going to take this high first or take the low first. So the probabilities are higher to take the high first in this range, either in the diagonal, finished 1A, right? 2B, potentially your 2B low is in and you're going to range sideways for the weekend and then move up for C3. It's also an impulse, still the potential for a wave 3. And the multi-1-2 is simply your most bullish alternative, right? Preferably in your last 1-2, your low is already finished, no? You're already going to move towards the upside impulsively, meaning from this low we want to count an impulse to the upside. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. Probabilities on the 1 hour are higher at the moment to still take out this high, but the probabilities in the weekend to start a wave 3 are not high, right? And I'm not talking about a wave 3 that we have here, right? A low time frame, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we give it all back again. No, we're talking about multi-1-2 here. We talk about a big ass wave 3. No, that's not really like weekend price action. This generally happens during the week. But we do have all the bullish CVDs at least supporting a move to the upside to take out the highs. So on the weekly time frame, the probabilities are higher for upside, right? On the 1 hour time frame, the probabilities in this range are higher to still take out the high. Now we do have some resistance to the upside. We have a daily naked point of control at 60.9K, and then a weekly and a daily here, weekly naked point of control and a daily at 62.8K. Not to forget that we have been hugging the daily support resistance area. So if we are looking for signs of strength on a daily time frame, then moving above this support resistance area would be sign number 1. Preferably retest it and then some nice bullish CVDs and continue just like we did here, right? Price never just out of nowhere goes, like it never comes back again. You have a quick move up and you start ranging. You have a quick move up and you start ranging, and the ranges will give you the opportunity that you are eventually looking for. Quick move up, we start ranging once again. No, quick move up, start ranging again. So also here, this one was nice though. Quick move up, range, retest the support resistance, bullish CVDs as well. Probabilities from an Elliott wave point of view were higher to move up. High of the range, resistance. Very simple technical analysis, of course, support resistance. We don't need Elliott waves and make things everything, always very difficult, but moving above, retest with bullish signs, change the structure. Yeah, that would be a good sign number 1, no? Sign of strength. from here, it's still a long move to the upside as well, with of course the potential for continuation. We take it step by step. But yeah, that's the local probabilities. That's the weekly probabilities. On a daily time frame, we still do have very interesting support towards the downside. I have been talking about some scenarios last week that will create more pain on the chart with another move to the downside, where even if you take the highs here and maybe move back inside the range, instead of people waiting for a retest and moving back above, price does this, right? That is what happened here, by the way, with the range volume profile. Moved back inside the range, resistance, 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 move back in, retest failed, right? We didn't change the structure in the range, we moved down, failed. Everyone bullish, everyone hyped, everyone looking for all-time high, everyone, well, fill in the dots, move towards the downside, take the low, everyone's scared, bull market is finished, this is the end, fuck my portfolio, I'm selling all my Bitcoin, blah, 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 boom. Nice. From a psychology point of view, that would be incredibly interesting. It's pretty much the same as what we had here. When remember, I said this in a video recently as well, and I showed the screenshot when price was ranging here. We were talking about the zigzag, preferably your wave B moving up high to the 786, 886. Why? Psychology, right? And Elliott waves equals psychology. People buying, people looking for the breakout, people counting this a low. How many streams have we had where I said like, yo, we have analyzed this range so often, and every time the conclusion is like, well, it's actually really difficult to end a corrective structure here because it's either going to be a diagonal or preferably this is a low for a wave B. But if it's a B low, it's a corrective low. So you're going to continue the range. And from a psychology point of view, returning here, right, shown in all of the videos in May pretty much, was so interesting. Now we got to wait for some signs of weakness, which we definitely got, no? So we swing failure to high on most of the charts, bearish CVDs all the way down. Very nice. But that was typical psychology. Breakout, FOMO, YOLO, new all-time highs, going to 100K, whatever, green dots, you know, all that good stuff. And here we are, 58K. So brilliant. But what's the greed and fear index doing today? Greed. No, I don't need greed. I need greed. Where are we now? Okay, we're still at 25, which is the lowest in the past, or in this year so far. In the past year, we're currently at the lowest point. Is this low enough? Yeah, maybe. Wouldn't mind making people even more scared. But hey, if price flies, it flies, no? But yeah, for now, weekly time frame bullish, and also locally here, currently the probabilities are higher to still take these highs here from an Elliott wave point of view, and then we'll take it from there. We know the resistance, we know what to look for. If price moves to the upside, we wait for a range to form. Et voilà mon ami, c'est tout. I don't know. Up. There we go. TradingView has been messing around with my horizontal raise here. Quickly want to set this up. Okay, there we go. Oh, damn. We started. Ooh, when did we start? 17:30. Yo, do you recognize this guys and girls? I'm not sure about the girls, but I'm pretty sure about the guys. That or ladies, I should actually say, and men. But when your nails grow longer, right, and you try to type on your keyboard, eventually it starts to get annoying. No, right? And then once you cut your nails again, it's like freedom on a keyboard. Like you can finally type again, right? Without your nails like being in the way. Sure, I love it. And that's also I know when I have to cut my nails again, because I'll know when I'm typing, I can feel it, and I'm like, fuck, I need to cut them again. Like they're too long. Oh, it's so nice. I'm happy I'm not the only one. That's something for the altcoin stream V123. Tomorrow we have the altcoin stream. SPX can definitely be interesting. I think SPX is at all-time high, no? Yeah, of course, Rosie, you can take you can talk from a lady's perspective. You could use too long nails, but without it, it's better for the ladies. Yeah, well, of course, when you do have long nails, your finger is, of course, like it has to go flat, right? Like because you can't type like this anymore. You got to type like that. So it's just a different way of typing. SPX, what's the? Let's have a quick look at least. Oh, because I think it's all-time high, and if it's at all-time high, it doesn't really. Oh, which one do I? This one. If it's at all-time highs, it doesn't really make sense to analyze the chart. Yeah, I was already afraid. Yeah, you gotta wait for a range. That's it. You're moving up, and this is quite a short range for now. You have a small range here, so locally you're still looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minimum, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then arguably 1, 2, 1, 2. It was quite a deep 2. So is this a 4 or another 2? But I mean, probabilities are higher to still move up, but you gotta wait for a range to form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the thing. Once price moves into price discovery, the probabilities are higher to move up till eventually you get a bigger range. You want to see a range the size of this, the size of this, the size of this, So yeah, it's just up till you eventually get that pretty much. And then once you get that range, that's when you can reanalyze the chart. We're also too high for any flats, I would guess here. We're far beyond the 1.618. Oh, not far beyond. KW, we actually hit it. Koen's saying far beyond. We're literally on top of it. So the fact that we hit the 1.618 significantly reduces probabilities for a flat structure, meaning an A, B, and then a wave C. So increase the probabilities that this move up is impulsive and bullish, not bearish, increasing probabilities to move up. There you go. SPX in a nutshell. Some bearish CVD played out. Bearish CVD here played out, and now we have another red candle. So we have a little bit of bearish CVDs coming in. No bullish CVDs on the chart yet, though. Bearish scenario. This is, of course, your bearish scenario. WX. Ooh. That would be quite something. Up, 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 up. Hop, hop, up, pum, pum, hop, hop. Ooh. And uppala. Well, there you go. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too shabby, at least. This would be the bearish scenario. Of course, your bigger invalidation is the high here. But your local invalidation would be the high here. Point of control. No. Has to be said that if this is 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5, it's quite a long 4 5 here for a wave A. But yeah, it's bearish scenario. Bearish CVD here played out. Didn't yet change the market structure here locally, but this would be a bearish scenario to at least keep in mind. Preparation, motivational speaker, preparation is the key to success. Okay, very nice. Of course, the bullish scenario is just move up for the highs. I mean, simple as that now. Okay, so we have a bearish one. Let me put this. I'm just updating. Okay, just updating silver quick. You know, when I think of new stuff. Okay, so we have at least a potential bearish scenario. Of course, in a bullish world, you want to count an impulse up. But I still think like looking for wave threes in the weekend is just not really Great. So even if you do move up, what I would prefer to see, sharp. Something like this would be. What is this? Someone either pressed the sell button or sold a very big long here. So something else I'm thinking about is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of an ABC. We are rejecting at the wave C target area though. That's noteworthy. Yeah, I don't mind fake outs during the weekend though. Make people feel bullish and then retrace it, grab the liquidity on Monday that was generated during the weekend, grab the lows and then move. It's definitely interesting. The reason I do think about, again, diagonals are not even super common, but you do have overlap here. 1, 2, right? And if this is 3, 4, 4 has overlap. So either you need to finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finished. 1, 2, and then you go 3, 4, 5. But then again, we look for the bigger diagonal because of the lack of very impulsive wave 3 behavior. Plus, it is weekend, which makes a diagonal interesting. In other words, it makes a range interesting. Okay, there we go. Up. Okay, where were we? You won't be able to pick your nose as effectively. No, it's no problem, Jeroen. It gives me an opportunity to talk about it. Because Explorer Amy, what you need is a plan or a strategy. If you go to live streams and ask for long or short, Amy, remove your funds from all of your trading exchanges, put them in the bank, save your money. If this is your plan, you have a problem. So what you want to do is build a plan or a strategy. 6 steps, I'll just cover it shortly. Step 1, try as many free tools as you can in TradingView. Step 2, build statistics on these tools, right? On some of your favorites at least. Step 3 is combine some of your favorite tools and build statistics on the combination. Step 4, tweak and adjust. Add a tool, remove a tool to the combination, see what it does with your statistics. Step 5, start trading the strat. Start with a low portfolio and work on your trading psychology. Step 6, increase your portfolio size. Most people give up at step 2. They don't want to build statistics. They're lazy. They want to get rich quick. They don't want to put a lot of time into actually creating a system that will profit or make them profit for many years to come. They look for shortcuts. There are no shortcuts, unfortunately. Yes, there's a little bit of bearish CVDs locally here as well. And you do have bearish CVDs with this high. That's correct. Now, preferably, because we have been moving up, preferably we, of course, start grinding down and also build continuous bearish CVDs locally supporting the bigger one. Everybody keeps overbuying NVIDIA. Yeah, of course, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. But from an Elliott wave point of view, you got to wait for a range. Yeah. I know Drive Club, but no, the games, we spoke about many games yesterday, all racing games. Trackmania, Roll Cage, Lego Racers, many sim racing titles, Need for Speed titles. Yeah, we spoke about many games yesterday. It can't, but for us to get a better read on a high, you first need a range. As long as it's not ranging, guys, it goes up. Yeah, that's Elliott waves for you. Need to wait for a range until you get a bigger rejection and a sideways range starts, and then you can analyze the range and the probabilities that range will give you. Once the bubble pops, it can go very hard. Of course, can't be going up in eternity, right? So that's actually an interesting comment, because if we do go to this chart, so now we zoom out a bit. It goes with ups or downs, of course, but you definitely have, and this is, of course, an interesting bit of price action. But look at some of these, right? Up, sideways, but the ups are quite significant, no? Now, this was a nice crash, to be honest. And now, of course, we're back into a consistent up. So, monthly chart. There is at least the potential of finishing a very big 5 here. That would be dramatic. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5 4 5, finishing 5 or 5 or 5. Back into the range of a wave 4 of a lower degree. 2.2, 3.3. Look for price to find support. Buy area up. Second buy area is going all the way down here, but you know, it's pretty unlikely at the moment. I don't know what needs to happen for price to go all the way down there. Yeah, nutty. And locally, if we want to keep it very simple, 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5, so you would still expect range and one more high, really. Minimum. And that's on a week. That was on a monthly time frame. So we're talking about a monthly range. It's gonna still take a long time. So at least deep into 2025. But you can see, like, what I actually wanted to say is can't keep going up in eternity. I agree. But there's probably a lot of people that thought the same once price started moving, and it just keeps going, and eventually you get a correction, yes. But the question is, how far does it go before you get it? Well, Power Meet, have a good weekend. Thanks for popping in. Bandos and hills. Yo, Rudy. Are you sidelined? Am not. Have a plan, trade the plan. DXY. Mate, this doesn't even work. This is very old analysis. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 overlaps with 1, meaning diagonals. It can only work in diagonals. But your way 3 is a lot longer. This is bullshit. Very old stuff. WXY. Not even close to the target. Oh, wait. For wave Y. Okay. I gotta say, I actually expected the dollar to go up higher. Oh wait, I have a bearish scenario. 1 second, what's this? No idea. Old. Never mind. It's all, I never analyzed this chart, so everything I have here is it's so old. So, but yeah, I was actually looking for a little bit higher. We have a gap here, right? Target area for a C, potential for a flat. Yeah, it's interesting. This is, I guess, a monthly gap as well. So we entered the monthly gap, closed candles inside. We never moved to the upside. So what is it? Are we looking for WXYs here, or just another impulse? Ooh, that is very close, no? Okay, didn't hit the 886. Did get close. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, wait. Sorry. One second. It's of course very early to talk about this stuff, but it is interesting because you have 1, 2, right? And then we have, well, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So we have a potential impulse, but you can also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So this would be your bullish scenario, arguably, where you look for a bigger zigzag. A, B, C. Doesn't even really matter with the triangle. That's just fancy stuff. You just a bit early to talk triangle. So this move up looks impulsive. No, changes the structure as well. Solid move up. Never really got to the most common wave C target, but it did take the high of A if you count flat A, B, C. So that is a minimum requirement. So there is the potential for a finished flat, and this to then be a wave 1 again, 2, 3. But you don't have a lot of space to the upside, so preferably you don't have a 2, but then this move down has to be an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then you have overlap here, lowers the probabilities. Then we need to think about diagonals, but diagonal is going to be an expanding diagonal, which is very rare. So it does have some corrective probabilities to it. And I wouldn't mind the dollar moving up actually still a little bit more, not gonna lie, but yeah, bullish scenario, ABC, bearish scenario, yeah, finished, down. Those are the two I'd look at. Yeah, it's always going to be an expanding diagonal. And expanding diagonals are rare and never preferred unless all of the other stuff fails. So there's definitely a corrective feel to it as well. Yeah. Yep. Why would reaching the same high as yesterday be an invalidation? It's not an invalidation. If you take out this high now, right, for a flat, you're counting A, B, C. So you want this to be your B. B finished, C finished, finished flat. The reason you want this to be a wave B is because you took the high, the origin of A. So if this is then corrective, it has to be a C wave, right? A, B, C. Thanks, Holtgaskost. Go long, depends on your plan and your strat. Yo, John, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, I wait with daily analysis until locally this range on the 1 hour gives more clarity. 1 hour probabilities are still higher to take the highs sooner or later, but I wouldn't mind seeing some support tested. But it's weekend. Generally, you don't start a wave 3 in a weekend. So. What is the FIB time? for green wave 3. Wave 3s can be very long, very short. You don't really want to estimate a wave 3. You want to compare wave 2s and 4s and wave 1 and 5s, but you don't really use fib times for wave 3s. The wave 3 should just be very, very fast, right? Very impulsive. But they don't really have they're generally, of course, longer than a wave 1 and a 5 because wave 3 tends to be extended. A falling wedge on the 5 min, yes. Potential. Step 7, go all in. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's the potential for your wedge. Nice bit of resistance, point of control. Gran Turismo 3. Yeah, good old days, eh? Nvidia, now it's Tesla. Jack. Yeah, can't deny. Did you already do the Elliott wave analysis? Yes. Damn, I actually forgot to pin my comment. Sorry for that. Never-ending bearish scenario. Yeah, but I don't trade patterns. And for me, patterns translate into Elliott wave. Yeah, Elliott waves, of course, like structures. So, yeah, also, of course, with a potential diamond pattern, it doesn't really tell me anything because I don't have experience anymore with patterns. I stopped with patterns a long time ago. Very much focused on the waves. But there is the diamond shape, yes. 55k. Yeah, you want to make people very scared, right, before moving up. But arguably, maybe the move down is already scary enough. No? Yeah, I never analyzed the DXY. It's not of any value to me. Double 1 2, yes, but in all cases you then move up and take out the high. So that's what the probabilities reflect. But then after taking the high, we gotta wait and see what's next. Cramo, yes, that is an option. That's a bearish scenario. That would be an ABC up and then move down. Adi, welcome. See you tomorrow, Ali. Do we have high volume? Generally, the weekend is low volume, but it's all probabilities. Most common for the weekend is to be a sideways structure, not an impulsive structure. But that is most common. So last weekend was arguably quite nice, right? Last weekend we moved up and down, up, down, not bad. But in the end, the weekend ended where it started. Cheers, Sil. Sell area 62, 63, that is an area of interest. We do have a weekly naked point of control at 62.8 and a daily naked point of control at 61.9. Do you trade with leverage? Yes. Which YouTuber do you think is the most unscrupulous when it comes to chilling and not providing any good content? I don't go into that question. The only thing that can happen with me answering that question is negatives. It answering the question here doesn't provide any positives to anyone nor myself. Side note, by the way, I rarely ever watch anyone crypto related on YouTube. Most of the time, I am watching Trackmania content or Formula One content or those type of things. Indonesia, Adi, welcome from Indonesia. I visited Indonesia. I backpacked Indonesia in 2016. I started in Jakarta, and then I moved to Bandung, and then from there, you know, like Java, Bali, Lombok, Gili Islands, home. Oh, we actually had a little bit of bullish CVDs here, by the way, on the 5-minute time frame. Higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. This one, of course, played out now. So yes, there's definitely the potential. Small little bullish CVD. We didn't change market structure yet. Still moving up, higher highs, higher lows. We still have bullish CVDs on the 1 hour. We have bullish CVDs pretty much everywhere all the time. But we do have a little bit of resistance at least above us. I mean, this is literally like, you know, we're stretching it now. That's the last area of resistance, and then you have the 886. And after you touch an 886, it is common for price to move to a golden pocket. So that would be at least something to look out for, I suppose. I just checked DXY. Reloads. Do you double check your wave counts with other? No, because it's just other analysts just cause distraction and confusion. I never check it with other analysts. I trust myself more than I trust others. So I prefer to just stick with myself, because yeah, there will be people that have the same counts. There's going to be people that have different counts. But I know that my counting works for me. Probabilities play out by far most of the time, and that's most important to me. And I don't look at others because I don't want to be influenced. I don't want to be distracted. So I never actually look at others. I just trust myself to do the job. Bromo Mountain. Is that the volcano in on Java? Because I have been to 2 volcanoes in Java. One with blue fire, and the other one is it's like it's open in the middle, and there's like a knee height, like little, like that whole, wait, Bromo Mountain. What was it? Bromo. Yeah, I think. Let's see. Is it this? Yes. Wait. Yes. So I was here. Yes. And then so everywhere you can walk on that ridge. So I think this is the nicest picture, really. But you go up here, right? So you park the cars here. You walk up, and there's like a ridge here. And the beginning, it's quite wide here. But then if you want to walk around, it's actually quite a small path. But yes, I've been there. How long are you holding usually? I mean, depends on the type of trade. I probably day trade more than I swing, and then with day trades, less than a day to 1 day, and if the price action is very slow, it can be 2 days. But of course, I will have more day trades than I have swing trades. So so usually it's like a day, 2 days. My favorite trade. Are you? Oh yeah, pretty much answered this question as well. Who's the better driver, Max Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton? Is that even a question? Of course. It is Max. Okay, bias aside, I don't care. I just enjoy the sport for what it is. It's the same as soccer. I'm a race fan. I love watching Formula One. But you know what I love the most? I love underdogs winning. So in 2021, I loved it that Max Verstappen won. The best. You know, I was sick of Lewis Hamilton being winning all the time. But now that Max is like winning all the time, I want to see action. I want to see Lando win. I want to see Leclerc win. I don't care about Hamilton. He's win enough. I want to see other people win. Now, I am quite excited for Hamilton moving to Ferrari, which should be quite interesting indeed. But I want to see action. I want to see a fight for the win. I want to see close battles. I don't want to see wins by 50 seconds, you know, like that sort of stuff. So I'm a very, in many sports, actually all sports, I'm a very neutral spectator. I don't really care about this person, that person, and all that stuff. I'm not a hardcore fan. You won't see me walking around in merchandise of one or the other. I just want to see action. I want to be enjoyed. I want to be entertained. I want to see a battle. And, you know, that's what I'm watching for. So, yeah, I don't really care. They both have their characteristics. I don't know them personally, you know. I just enjoy the game, enjoy the battle. Thank you, Hoshi. Less is more usually. I mean, I'll answer this in a second. I just started following you recently. It's been worth it. Thank you, Isaac. Happy to hear that. Java, been to Java. But yeah, so I used to, back in the day when I had less experience, I watched a lot more traders. And I think the reason is because I was less experienced, I tried to find the experience at other like I didn't have my channel yet, right? So I was a beginning trader back in the day. And because I didn't have the experience or knowledge, I was looking at others because I'm trying to either educate myself, and at the same time, you're also looking at, what is someone else doing? Because you don't really trust yourself yet. You don't have a lot of trust in yourself because you don't have a strategy. You don't have any fucking clue what you're actually doing on the chart and what everything means. And because you don't have confidence in yourself, you try to find the confidence somewhere else. However, the moment you educate yourself and you're using the tools, you start to make a plan. You start to execute on the plan. You build some statistics, you see things are working this and that, and this is not working. And that is when you start to become more and more confident. And the higher your confidence becomes, the lower your amount of screen time online. In other words, the less people you're going to follow. Because you trust yourself or start to trust yourself more than anyone else. And you just have your plan, your style of trading, your way of analyzing the chart, and you're not really caring anymore. And that's pretty much where I am, is like, I found my ways. I enjoy how I'm trading. I'm always innovating as well and looking for new ways to enter trades. And yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm doing well. And I never watch others. It's just a distraction. Look, Sky, let people talk. Who cares? Probably many people made jokes about electric cars and Tesla. And if you put $200 into Tesla in 2010, you would have 1.5 million by now. If not more. So you have the early adopters, you have the medium, and you have the late. And yes, maybe you are putting money into certain assets or certain things that eventually go to zero and you lose all your money. Now, all those bastards are going to laugh because, I told you so, da. But you know what they don't do? What you do is they are not taking risks. They will never go out of the rat race. They will never get out of the system. Because they are too afraid to take the risks, try new things, put money where their mouth is, start a business, learn about trade, whatever it is. So you try things and some will fail, right? And you lose money, but you gain experience, you gain knowledge. So you are far ahead than all of your guys at school. Fuck the guys at school. Like, whatever, let them drink their beers and get drunk in the weekend and go after like all the sluts and all that shit. Stick with the real stuff. Don't care about all that bullshit. Focus on yourself. Way more important. SMC nor other strategy. Yeah, I mean, it's all about context as well, right? Cigarette rims to the Lambo. It's a nice one. The Iron Mountain. Yeah, the Blue Fire Mountain. Yeah, I've been there. Andrew, welcome. Yeah, I mean, arguably, Elliott Waves is not necessarily mass adoption, but it's mass psychology, I suppose. Well, I don't necessarily travel a lot. I have traveled, but look, I can only talk from my experience. But countries I liked were, I have traveled the west coast of America, Indonesia. I think Taiwan is great as well. Been to Taiwan. If you're not European, I think the south of France is also nice, honestly. Like France, Italy, Switzerland, Austria, those are great. It's great countries, like with the mountains and the ocean, the Alps. Yeah. But yeah, I don't necessarily have a lot of travel experience, really. Not at all, not at all. But I've been places. Yeah. Thank you, Adi. Do you expect to be in a long? If you are not, will you be annoyed? And if so, how do you control the FOMO? When Bitcoin finally pumps out here, do you expect to be in a long? It depends on if price is giving me what I am looking for at that moment in time. It's context related. I'm not in a long at the moment. I've had my trades the past 2 days, happy days. So no, I just need to wait for price to show me, a new interesting setup. If you are not in a long, will you be annoyed? No. I have removed the psychology from my trading a long time ago, and sometimes still a challenge, but I have my ways, and I won't be annoyed because it won't give me more profit. Generally, when you FOMO, you're gonna lose. So I just wait. So the chart for me, I want to go into the chart, take my profit, and get out. I don't care if if I could, I would remove the price at all. I would not even have a price here because I don't care if Bitcoin is 10K, 100K, 50K. I literally do not care. What I want to see is what I want is go into the market, look for a setup of interest. When I see what I want to see, I join, I take my move, I grab my profit, I'm out of the market, and I just wait for the new opportunity. The only reason I got the price chart here is because of all of you. It's because in my videos I have to talk about this stuff. If I'm trading by myself, I don't need a price chart here. I know my levels, right? Because I have them on the chart. I never have prices on the chart if I don't have to. But I got feedback once upon a time, like, yo, Koens, if there's a resistance or support level, can you mention the price? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll mention the price. But yeah, so I don't care if price goes up and I'm not part of it, because there will be another opportunity that fits my plan and I'll trade the plan. But it's much better to wait for your plan to come, for price to come to you instead of going after price. I've been there. So how do I control FOMO? I control FOMO because I know that my way of trading works, and I also know that my psychology is the weakest. element of my trading, which I've worked on for a long time. So nowadays it's good, but back in the day it wasn't. I just don't care anymore. There was a period in time where I stopped trading for 2 months in my first year and stopped Elliott Waves for 2 months because it sucked. I just couldn't get the hang of it. And then I was still behind the chart for 2 months, no trade at all. And then I noticed that in those 2 months, even though I wasn't trading, there was always a next setup. And of course, I missed all of them because I wasn't trading. But what I realized is that my setup always comes at some point. And of course, my trading evolves and I look for new stuff. But there's always a next one. There's always the next opportunity. So if I miss a long, actually last week I missed one long. I missed a long here, right? I missed this one. I was short here, I was short here, I was long here, but I actually missed this long. Happens, no? Happens. And currently I'm in no position. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's that. Now, how do you control FOMO? Another tip that I can give, but it will lead to you doing work, is of course the book that I am always talking about pretty much. And that is The Mental Game of Trading. Link is in the description. Right? And this book will very much help you with psychological problems. In my opinion, it is the best book written on trading psychology by a mile. So that's definitely one I recommend. Do you use your own capital or do you use prop first and trade between? I do both. Yes, both. Yeah. It's all about diversifying, I suppose. I only use Bitcoin to see where my other coins are going. All the alts. All of us. With regards to the price, I suppose, yes. What's this? Guys, no need to remove this, okay? I'll say it again. No need to remove these messages. It's fine. Let people say it. It always gives me an opportunity to talk about it, right? This is no problem. The only reason to remove messages is if we get scammers, spammers, or those type of people. I don't care about this. It's fine because it gives me the opportunity to like talk about this stuff, you know, which I won't because I already answered this question earlier. But yeah, no problem there. Plan the trade. Yeah, that's what you should do. Fortune favors the bear. Not sure if you do already, but you could be a good speaker about life. Many times I just listen with eyes closed and you have a remarkably soothing voice. Thank you, the voice of Pi. Yeah, I appreciate it. I am a speaker, but not in life and spirituality. But I am a global keynote speaker. So if you would go to my global speaker agent, Chartwell Speakers, then here's me. Yeah, and the speaking stuff and all the good things. Yeah, you want to check my speaking fees and availability? Then make sure to send in a message. I can speak at your event. So yeah, I mean, there you go. So I am a global keynote speaker. I've been speaking since 2016, first in the Netherlands and locally, and then eventually global. So and now of course YouTube, but I also do big global gigs, yeah, but not in this industry. So what I speak about is it's a different industry. Rios Adriano, I don't understand the structure. If you do not know a lot about Elliott Waves, I recommend to go to my playlist here that I made for you. Right, so it's the Elliott Waves Beginner's Guide, right? Start with video number 1. And then take it from there and go through all the others. You'll get a better idea. I take it you don't drink. No, I don't. it's not that I should say I rarely drink, because sometimes I'll if I'm out with the wife and there's celebrations, I have no problem grabbing a cocktail, but I don't really like strong alcoholic ones. Generally I go the mocktail way as well, but most of the time, no, I'm not a drinker. I don't have anything against it per se. You know, I used to be a medical student. I do know what it does, but other than that, I don't have anything against drinking. It's just that I never got into it. So from a young age, I never got into it. So I don't like beer as well. 47. I'm on the West Coast in Oregon. West Coast was a beautiful trip. I went, started San Francisco and then all the way down to Los Angeles, moving inwards to Vegas, and then flew home. I was in America because I had to speak. So as a global speaker, I had to speak for Capgemini in Pebble Beach. Biarritz. Sounds like a nice place, no? T. Clepson. There's a reason Koens does not care size of capital. Some have small capital, so loss can have a greater effect. It is best to follow your TP and according to your capital size. There's a reason Koens does not care size of capital. That's true. So, I mean, that's also true with leverage. Like, it's better to learn the fundamentals of trading and work on your psychology and have a plan. And then if you can execute with 1K, 5K, 10K, 50K, 100K, but it's about the psychology and the execution. That's what's most important. And therefore, the portfolio size can come, right? A bigger portfolio is just a matter of time. But if you have the skills, you can get funded, and then there you go, right? You can get a 100, 200K out of nowhere. But it starts with the skills and consistency. Morning, Agent J. Good to have you here. It is a great book, yeah. From your trading style, would you say you like to trade impulses more than slow crawling setups? I trade anything. So of course, if I am in a position and price starts impulsing out of a range, I will not TP and I will just wait for the next range to form. If there's potential for continuation, then I prefer to sit back. But generally, I do have set targets. Because I do like actually to be out of a trade. I like to have my plan, hit the TP, and then just wait for the next one. Yeah. And yeah, trading style, I trade both, I suppose. But trading an impulse is easiest. It's easier to trade impulsive moves, but I know what to look for both in ranges and impulses with the way I trade, so I don't really mind it. Did you become financially free and you felt pressure? Did you? Well, so T. Clepson, trading since the very beginning has never been my sole form of income. I just do it for the fun, the giggles, and the extra money. Can I live from trading? Yes, sure. No problem. I can pay for everything in the lifestyle that I have from the income I have with my trading. But I also think that it helps if you also have other sources of income. Now, what you can do is if you earn enough with trading, you can build a business and invest and other stuff. Adi, thank you, by the way. So you can build a business which then provides you with a bit more, let's say, consistency. Trading can be very up and down, but building a business can create a bit more stability in a way and takes off a little bit of the pressure. So you can start trading, but then evolve from full-time trading or consistently profitable full-time trade. Full-time meaning, you do it all the time. to then building a business. Now, in my case, I was already an entrepreneur before I started trading. So I already got other sources of income before I even started playing around with the charts. And once I got into trading in the beginning, of course, it's tough. It's not an easy industry. But once you get the hang of it, it's actually not that difficult. The biggest difficulty is this, it's what happens in the top corner here, right? So the psychology, and the not caring attitude is, I don't need my trading profit to live the way I live and do everything, because I have my entrepreneurial background, I have my speaking, right? So no problemo. It's just that I definitely earn enough. But I guess the not caring attitude is also related to, I know there's always going to be a next setup. I know that in 1 month time, there's many setups. I know that I can get a 1 to 2, 1 to 3 with every setup. And sometimes it's a 1-to-1, sometimes it's a loss, right? That's perfectly fine and no problem. But I know I can be profitable at the end. I don't have the pressure to be like, shit, if I miss this trade, I'm out of, I can't pay the rent of my house. I don't have that problem, I suppose. So yeah. Did you become financially free? I prefer not to talk about the amount of money I have and the assets I control in the world and the freedom I have and so I prefer not to go. I don't like sharing the very personal info, but I don't need to worry. And you felt like the pressure was off. Yes, I don't have any pressure trading because I got more stuff going on as well. So, but back in the day when I did experience the psychology issues in my first year, of course I wasn't yet profitable, but I just had issues with the psychology because of the chart, not because of my background and money and that wasn't the problem. It's just that the chart invited me to constantly be part of it, because you see price moving up and you're like, shit, I got to be part of it. You see price moving down and you're like, oh, fuck, sell. It's the chart that does it to you. It was never my background. After hitting the 886, we need to get to the point of control. After an 886 touch, it is quite common to move to a golden pocket. So that's why I have it on the chart. Mara, I haven't heard that one for a while. But Andre, be there tomorrow. I actually don't know out of my head if it's in the list, but I'll have a look. But else tomorrow people can vote for it as well. We can have a look. Valerio, welcome. Big Valerio, how are you doing? Thank you, Voice of Pi. Alcohol never preferred, yeah. Should I long Bitcoin? Depends on your plan and strategy. Good morning, Bavin. Please tell me about Elliott Wave entry system. Well, actually, Elliott Waves itself is a trading system. So they don't really have like an entry system, because Elliott Waves by itself is the system. So it's all probabilities. And if the probabilities are higher for up or down, then you need to figure out an entry to trade your probabilities. So if you do an analysis on the chart and your probabilities are higher for bearish continuation, you want to look for shorts in certain areas, right? Depending on your analysis, you get like areas of interest. And in those areas of interest, you're going to look for some proof of resistance and shorts. Wow, I had to think a very long time for that one. Right? So if the probabilities, for example here, like, the probabilities are higher for the bulls, we got to move up, we got to move down, we hit the target box, right? The big box, the 382 to the 886. Okay, interesting. Maybe there's signs of strength and interest and looking for potential moves to the upside and longs, right? But I prefer entering with other tools as well that support my narrative. Now, I did go long in this move to the upside. I exited my long at the order block in confluence with the point of control, right? And that was my trade. That was a 1-2. 1 second. That was a, how much R was that? Go to my trades here. That was a 1 2 that was a 1 to 2 R. So yeah, perfectly fine, no? No problemo. So that was 1 to 2. The day before I had 2 trades. Oh no, 1 trade. That was a 1 to 1, and I also missed one. And the day before I had a 3.6, and yeah. So, but hey, profit is profit. It's no problem. So. So yeah, the Elliott wave entry system pretty much is this playlist. And if you know the theory, you will be able to find entries based on Elliott waves. But generally, it is recommended to also look for other tools that help you, you know. Do you have a plan how to enter if price goes down for another low? Absolutely. But I would then, it will take me a few hours. So if price would go down and make a new low, then I need to wait. It will take hours for me before I enter. Adi, thanks for being here. See you next time. Would you say most people that are good now, their first trade was a high risk, high reward? Probably. My first trade was incredible high risk, incredibly fucking stupid, incredibly profitable. And then I lost it all after because I was a noob and I didn't know what I was doing. So, and then I started to actually learn something. But I guess most of the people had a rough start. It's not an easy industry. I think this is one of the things, yeah, T. Clepson. So it depends. Everyone's scenario is different. But if you have problems with finances and you look at trading as your sole form of income, yes, there is a lot of pressure. So FOMO might become a bigger deal. But what I then recommend is get your ass a job and trade on the sidelines. And once your trading portfolio is high enough and you don't need to make 10% a month, right? But you are going to be good with simple 2-3% to care for your household. Take the money out of your portfolio and then the rest of the month try and earn more. You know, life becomes easier, and you can maybe eventually, if you have enough funds in the bank for preferably, of course, 6 months to 1 year of living, you can quit the job or try to quit the job again and go at it again and try to become consistently profitable. I don't think it's a great idea if you don't have any money in the bank or any savings to try and trade, unless you are a student and you live with dad and mom. You know, other than that, if you struggle with finances, I very much would recommend, no financial advice, but it makes most sense to just have a job. And even though you hate the job, have a job, get the money, have the stability, put money aside for your trading account, build a plan, build a strategy, build your portfolio, prove to yourself that you are consistently profitable. And once you have enough savings to pay for 6 months to 1 year of life expenses, try making trading your thing if that's what you're looking for. Yeah. But if you do have struggles, then of course it adds more pressure because you're like, shit, I missed this trade. If I'm gonna miss this move, I can't eat. I can't pay the rent. Yeah, I mean, if that is you, stop trading, right? Get a job. Get the stability, start trading again. Right? I can't recommend anything else really. I don't think it's healthy to have that much pressure at the beginning of someone's career when very likely you're not going to be profitable. I mean, if we see weakness, I'm happy to look for weakness. But at the moment, we are just making higher highs, higher lows, and we have bigger bullish CVD divergences. Now, we do have bearish divergences, of course, coming in, lower high, higher high. So we could have the potential of a finished corrective structure and more downside, perfectly fine. But that is why in the analysis, it's all about the move down. If we get a corrective structure down, well, we're going to be looking for price to move up. If you get an impulsive move down, 5 wave, well, you're going to be looking for the lows. But it's about the move down. So, and at the moment, we are here at the small little point of control. Yeah. So, yeah. Look, with the diagonal, we have hit the target area here. No. But having a bigger three-wave structure and continue, perfectly fine, no? Your most bearish scenario, finish corrective structure, 1, 2, 3, impulsive scenario. But we have big bullish CVD divergences, and I don't really like to go against the bigger bullish CVD divergences. Of course, we have the bearish ones as well. Let's see, are they here? Yeah, we do have bearish CVD on the 1 hour, but then we also want to see it locally coming in more as price moves to the downside, ideally. And also, as explained on a daily time frame, I would love to see price taking the low once more. Depends on local price action. Do you have a vid for Elliott wave theory? I have a whole playlist here. It's on my channel, so you can check that one out. It's on the home screen. Thank you, Andy. Glad it was valuable, helpful and valuable. What is head and shoulders? Inverse head and shoulders on the 1 hour. I don't really do anything with patterns. I'm not a pattern trader. So, yeah. I mean, probably you look at this. At the same time, you can also look at this. Yeah. I'm not really a head and shoulders trader, so I don't really have an opinion on head and shoulders. I count the waves. Yeah. But it is, yeah, there is the potential here for an head and shoulders. I run an online business as well. Yeah, I think, look, I think and I guess in a way most people here want this, if you want to get out of the rat race, build a business. And then, of course, trading can be a business. 1 second, there's a book. So my favorite business author, again, links are in the description. I do get a lot of questions about books, but I also like talking about books, especially the ones that are valuable to me and have been very valuable in my career as an entrepreneur and trader. And all the links are in the description, right? The whole shebang. I have like, I don't know, 20 books in the description, but and then different sections. One of those sections is my favorite entrepreneurial books. And my favorite author is MJ DeMarco, The Millionaire Fastlane, Unscripted, The Great Rat Race. Read that. Unscripted, right? MJ DeMarco, The Great Rat Race, and The Millionaire Fastlane is at a friend of mine, so I don't have it with me now. And especially Unscripted is my favorite of the three. And that is where you learn. It's such a good book on how to approach business. It's by far my favorite. I can really recommend that book. So if you wanna, escape the Great Red Race, build a business. Else you're gonna be stuck. However, if you enjoy what you do, so a job it's absolutely perfectly fine to have a job, right? If you enjoy what you do, you live with passion, you wake up every day and you look forward to go help people or do whatever, that's good, right? That's fine. No problem. But if you have different goals, let's say, right? I mean, you want to build a business, no? And trading can be a business as well. What time frame? 15 minutes. That is true. Where can I learn to use them? Not sure what you mean, because once you have the theory, which is covered in the videos, you got to put it into practice, which means implementation, which means you gotta just try and count the waves. So it starts with the theory, knowing the different structures, the retracements, the fibs, and all of that information, and then it's about implementation. Now, what I really recommend is to do this. Put the targets, fib and trend-based fib targets in TradingView for every scenario. It will really help you in your Elliott wave analysis. But learn to use them. The only way is implementation. Now, what I can recommend, Kramer, but is the gold membership is all about shortening the learning curve of people learning Elliott waves. But we also have an Elliott wave channel where we talk with really great Elliott wave analysts, Stuba, myself, Flotti, John, Bettina, and more. We are always discussing in the gold Elliott wave channel, which is the channel where I am most active myself as well in the gold membership. And I guess that is where I give more feedback and I look at people's counts and I tell them what's right, what can be improved, private live streams. That's more about implementation. Ascending triangle, I guess you can count it as an ascending triangle. However, in an ascending triangle, or not count it, but you can think, hey, this looks like an ascending triangle. From an Elliott wave point of view, though, this is not an ascending triangle. Because in an ascending triangle, or in other words, a barrier triangle, you're looking for your wave A, B, C, D, E, right? And then you want to move down. Your wave C is not allowed to go all the way up here above your wave A. So that's an invalidation. So even though two trend lines could suggest a triangle, it is actually not a triangle from an Elliott wave point of view. Get out of the rat race. Cheers, Tim. You're always welcome. But trading is one of the ways, but I very much recommend to, once you build a big portfolio, consider business, investing, and other stuff. Diversify. Wow, 3 different versions. I don't use Audible myself, gotta say, but this is the one. I have the link in the description, the link to the book, and I guess there's an Audible version. But I wouldn't know which one. I don't use Audible. I always buy the real books. I like the paper. I just like to really read. Yes, Discord is free as well. My worst job. There's a couple, I suppose. But this is what happens when you're young, you're a student, and you have a side gig. I I worked with a friend of mine in a factory where we put, I believe it was cement or something, whatever, something in these big industrial bags. So there's this big machine, right? And then we had to hang a bag below. We had our masks because of all the dust. And yeah, that wasn't great, but it paid well back in the day. I worked at a bakery. I worked in a fuel station. I worked in restaurants. I don't like restaurants, man. I like chatting to the guests, but I never remember the menus. I always forget the menus and all this stuff. And you know, I have no problem washing the dishes. Not that it's great fun, but you know, straightforward. And I love talking to clients, but I just forget the food. So I'm walking with my plate through the restaurant and then be like, yeah, I have no idea what I'm serving, but here it is. You know. But yeah, those were some jobs I had. My favorite one was I was a snowboard teacher for 4 years, I think, in the Netherlands as well. That was the most fun I had in all of my side gigs, being a snowboard teacher. Yeah, that was really cool. So not a surfer, but I was a snowboarder. Yeah, still am, of course, but I sell on Amazon 5, but it doesn't fill me with joy, and I would rather be a successful trader and make enough from this to leave the Amazon business behind me. You have sold on Amazon for 5 years. Drop shipping, I suppose. But yeah, it depends on how much how much profit is made and how much can you put on the side. Because if you can build enough, if you can build a big enough nest egg, again, you can use that money and allocate it somewhere else to get that freedom. Build a new business, like you name it, new business, invested into dividend stocks or whatever other assets there are. Did we touch the 886? Nope. So yeah, now it reads like you are stuck. Even though you have a business, you're stuck in, I have to sell on Amazon because I need money. But it also signals that it doesn't bring in enough to quit. So yeah. And then we get back to try to save as much as you can, have 6 months to 1 year of savings, quit the Amazon shit, and try to build something else in that time. You know, no advice, you all know that, but that's what you, of course, that's not actually even my advice, but you see that everywhere, and it's recommended generally to not just randomly quit, but have some savings and then in that period of time build something else. About TradingView, do I need premium membership? A tutorial video on TradingView. Never considered it, but can be a video. But no, I mean TradingView for the most part, everything on TradingView, pretty much all of the tools here are like free. Do we now hit the 886? By the way, no. Many indicators are free, but of course with indicators you also have premium indicators, right? So yeah, there are paid versions, but for the most part, for most people, the free version will be good. The only reason I got a paid version is because I wanted more alarms, because I do use alarms. That's why I believe I have Essential, just because I don't care about all the other stuff, because I don't need it, but I do need alarms. And I think in the free version, you can have up to, 3 alarms or something? I don't really know. I wanted more, so that's why. Got a notebook full. That is the way to go, though, Adam. That is the way to go. Open a strip club. Exactly. Can we short this one at resistant? You first, of course, need to identify your own support resistance. So at the moment, though, We have a little bit of bullish CVD still, higher low, lower low, lower low, right? Have played out because we did take the high, but yeah, arguably probabilities, it's again bullish CVDs here, small bullish CVDs here, pretty much touching the what is it? Also the 886. So yeah, I mean it looks good for now for price to sooner or later take out the high. If we do take the high though, then the question will become like what's next. But for now though, we haven't taken the high, so again it's all step by step, no? All step by step. Did we take it now? Ah, we still didn't hit the 886, yo. Oh well. So that means that so far we just touched the 786. We still have some bearish CVDs as well. If price changes to market structure here, of course, the bullish CVDs don't matter anymore. Bullish CVDs here played out because we took the high. Lower high. We still have higher high on yellow. So we do still have a bearish CVD on the chart. But so far, of course, everywhere here, we constantly have bullish CVDs. We are at resistance though. So let's see. Just hit the 886, yo. XRP moving, snowboard teaching. Yeah, I mean, that was really cool. I loved it, being a snowboard teacher. Bitcoin Few, check out the analysis above. Ah, okay, I see. Of course, the experience you have building a business and your own brand, that's invaluable, right? You know how to build a business. That experience, that's gonna help you also with trading other businesses. I build charts and dashboards. Dashboards, that's an interesting one. I prefer trading. Yeah, I mean, here you're also building charts. You can't use second charts unless you upgrade from Pro. I see. Yeah, it depends on someone trading style. I don't reuse second charts. I just have one chart. What is the other chart you use now? This is TradingView. Oh, wait. The other one, AGGR. This one. This is a AGGR. It's free. And in Discord, one second, let me... Discord charts.aggr.trade, and then that's a CVD. I use it for CVD, which is an indicator. And then here's my template, and here's a one-pager to help you out, including a video where I talk about a CVD. Yeah. You can draw it as an ascending wedge. Yes, at least if you just pull two trend lines, then it is an ascending wedge, arguably. But from an Elliott wave point of view, we would call it diagonal. How can I understand price action? That's a deep question, because there's many different strategies that cover price action. Elliott waves is one of them, but arguably stuff like what's the guy with the gaps? Fair value gaps. Help me out here. How did I forget the blah blah O? Tata O. No. What's that guy called again? With his all his fair value gaps and all that stuff. Lol. Help. Thank you, Berker, ICT. So yeah, I mean, thanks, Berker. So indeed, like Elliott Waves is reading price action pretty much, ICT, and I bet there's many others because there's so many strategies and things you can use. There's not one strategy that is the best or the worst. It is, what do you like? What fits your personality, your trading style? What do you enjoy? And that's what you're going to use. And that's different for everyone. I love Elliott Waves. But Elliott Waves is not going to be for everyone. So, yeah. And some people, they love ICT. It's almost like a cult. But some people hate ICT, not the person, but they just can't trade the strat, right? It's not for them. ICT is not for me. Elliott Waves is for me. Some people use trend lines. Some people use X and Y and Z. And so it depends on what you like. And how you understand price action. I personally think that Elliott Waves is one of the best to understand price action in a way, right? How it moves. And how you can use that information for future scenarios. So yeah, but of course I'm biased towards Elliott Waves, and for me it is Elliott Waves for me is the tool to read price action like a book, pretty much. Have you heard of the term high slung, low slung? Hey, we hit the 886 now, so probabilities are now higher to take out this high at some point. Locally, right? Let's zoom in a little bit. Any move towards the downside now has a higher probability of being corrective, not impulsive, increasing the probabilities to take out this high sooner or later. Price hit the 886. It is quite common for price to test the golden pocket, even though we already tested quite a bit. But yeah, its probabilities. 886 is a rare target for a wave 2, common target for a wave B or a wave X, increasing the probabilities to take out this high sooner or later. Any move towards the downside now has a higher probability of being a wave C or a wave Y, increasing probabilities to take out the high. Which country? I'm from the Netherlands. And in 3 weeks' time, I'll be saying I'm from France. Gayan, welcome. Big schnitzel. I do like some good schnitzels. Several accounts with Elliott Waves. It's very deep, much to learn. It is true. It's a lot of theory, but then it's about the implementation. Yeah. Elliott seems like a mindfuck to me a few weeks ago, but you're helping a lot. Thanks, Hoshi. I'm happy. It becomes clear. I think what most people. So what I think happens is when people come to my channel for the first time, and they see a video for the first time. I think what they see is, especially the ones that are not too experienced with Elliott Waves, I think they're like, yo, he has a bullish scenario and a bearish scenario, and this guy has no fucking clue what he's doing. Until they get to the end of the video, hopefully, if they by that time they didn't yet click away, because then we start talking about probabilities and why a scenario has a higher or lower probability. But a good Elliott Wave analyst, and unfortunately that is something that I guess many new people don't really realize. They like, this is also of course audience and management, but many people look for one scenario. Does it go up or does it go down? Tell me, up or down, long or short. That's what people want. Not everyone, definitely not you, else you're not here watching for so long. But that's, of course, a big part of the audience is just looking for those type of things. And then they get to a video of mine and I'm like, well, this is the bullish scenario on the 1 hour time frame, and this is the bearish scenario on the 1 hour time frame. And then I don't say it goes up or down, but I say the probabilities are higher for this scenario compared to that scenario because ta 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 ta. So there's no guarantee, but it's all probabilities. And a good Elliott wave analyst always needs a bullish and a bearish scenario. Always. You can't only have a bullish, you can't only have a bearish scenario. You always need two. Always need two. When can we short? When your plan tells you to short. Actually, I'm new. How should I start with this channel? Oh, that's actually interesting. How I recommend to start. So if you don't know too much about Elliott waves yet, I would recommend to check this playlist. Because if you go through this playlist, which is about, I suppose, 1.5 to 2 hours, if you just binge watch them, you will have quite a good grasp of what I'm talking about and what Elliott waves is. And yeah. And then just stick around, because the more you watch and the more live streams you attend and the more questions you ask in live streams and stuff as well, the quicker you will learn. Yeah, the more you know about Elliott waves, the easier it becomes. I do try to explain Elliott waves and make my videos as simple as I can, but of course there's always going to be some terminology in what I say. XRP would be interesting for tomorrow. I'm curious how many people will vote for it during the altcoin stream. Yeah. I guess that's also like the 886 is such a great probability changer, right? Does it play out 100% of the time? No, but oh man, it's such a high probability thing that any move down is corrective. High probability you take the high sooner or later. Yeah. Taxes in France are horrible. I'm not moving for the tax. I'm moving for the lifestyle. I have French family. So, you know, if I want to move for tax, I'll go to Monaco, or I'll go to, I don't know, what other countries and stuff are there. Portugal, I think in the first 10 years, you're tax-free. I don't care about paying tax. You know, I'm happy to pay tax. The more tax I pay, the more successful I am. You know, I don't mind. But as a business owner, taxes in France are actually not even that bad. They're better than in the Netherlands. Go to the Netherlands and pay tax here. Your income tax in the Netherlands is higher than in France. So from an income point of view, the taxes in France are better. Now your capital gains tax is, I think, a little bit higher in France. I think it's 24%, and in the Netherlands it's 19%. Yeah, oh yeah, Dubai, of course, tax-free as well. But yeah, I want to focus on lifestyle. I don't really care. Yeah. So on the daily, it's the highest probability to take the low at 53K. I purposely don't analyze the daily, because first I want to observe this range, and at the moment, you know, probabilities are higher to take this high and still look for the high for an ABC or an impulse, but that depends. From a daily perspective, though, yeah, I would still like to see the low taken and make it more scary, hit some support, but there's a reason I don't cover the daily anymore in recent videos, because we have info on the 1 hour that's enough to analyze the 1 hour, and we got the weekly. So the daily is very confusing with the 72K top, because you have a double top, truncation / no truncation. So that's annoying there. And then the move down from 72K to where we are now is also a pain in the ass. So yeah. I prefer to keep an eye on the 1 hour and the weekly. They're easier. Elliott Wave newbie here. Meow meow. Welcome. In a 4 hour, what corrective chart are there for each ABC wave? If you talk about ABC, then it's zigzags. Yes, then you would think about zigzags. Definitely not a flat, like during the move towards the downside. That would be zigzags, yes. But then multiple zigzags, preferably, or of course you have an impulse from 72K down. But the impulse has a bit of an awkward structure to it, because of all the overlap when price moved down from 72k. So it immediately makes you think of zigzag structures. Hydra, welcome. Hi from the Netherlands. Have you read about the Wyckoff methodology? I know Wyckoff, yes. I know Wyckoff. Thanks, Mark, by the way. But I know Wyckoff as in like I know what it is, but how can I say this? I've heard about it, but I don't know it. I don't use it. I don't implement it. I don't know all the labeling, but I just know about it, I suppose. Where can we short Bitcoin? When it fits your plan or your strategy. So in other words, you need to develop a plan or a strategy, which means following the 6 steps, okay? Get your pen and notebook out. Because look, my friend, you will never become long-term profitable by asking these questions. Ever. Guaranteed. 100%. So what I want you to do is stop asking this question from the 3rd time and start implementing these 6 steps. 1. Try as many free tools as you can on TradingView. 2. Find your favorite tools and build statistics. 3. Combine some of your favorite tools, build statistics on the combination. You're now building a plan. 4. Tweak and adjust. Add a tool, remove a tool, build more statistics. 5. Start trading your strategy. Work on your trading psychology. Low amount of money. Step 6 is increase your portfolio size slowly to get used to bigger losses because it's easy to get used to bigger wins. Follow these steps and you'll never ask this question again because you start trusting yourself, because you have a plan, you have a strategy, you have data, you have statistics, you know what you're looking for. This will not get you profitable. If you trade based on the recommendation of people online, you are a long-term losing trader. Guaranteed. Don't do that to yourself, right? There's no shortcut. Study. And if you do not want to go through these steps, if you don't want to put time into developing a strat, journaling, like Shark Trend says as well, this industry is not for you, right? This is not a get rich quick. It's not gambling, right? It's business. And if you start a business with a bit of a plan, right? And a team and whatever, and you prepare and right? And then you execute. Don't come back and ask this question again, right? Work on a strategy or a plan, right? This is not the channel to ask this stuff. And what even though I sound very strict, I mean it good, right? I'm telling you this to help you. The problem is that some people are so fucking stubborn. They think that, I don't need the plan. I don't need that. I'll just earn $1 million next week. I'm a student with my $100 portfolio. I just go 125x big balls to the walls and I just make 10K and oh, look at me, still living in mom's basement. Yeah, like fuck, right? Build a plan, build a strat. Long-term profitability, that's what it's about, right? 10 years down the line, that is what you want to go for. You need to build a plan. And the only one that can build a plan is you, because everyone is different and likes to use different tools. Okay, so that was the live stream, the typical live stream stuff. Have you actually received any of the free products for some of the exchanges? Have you actually received any of the free products? Oh, yes. Yeah, all the time. That's why they have those like campaigns for people as well, right? So, of course, if people become affiliates as well, you want to give stuff in return. Now, besides people entering the setups channel in Discord, and I have other stuff coming up as well that I want to give people, it's also the platform helping those people with trading funds, bonuses, other stuff. And of course, I make use of them myself as well when I trade on the platforms. So just read the small letters Because generally what happens is if there's a campaign of 2 weeks, then you trade for 2 weeks and you build up volume and you deposit. And if you hit the deposit goal and trading volume goals, and you don't need to risk more and all that, just trade like you always do. But if you do hit some goals, then you get some trading funds or some stuff. What then happens is you probably get either an email notification or in your account, you get a notification in your account like, hey, you know, after the campaign, the few days after, you get a notification, be like, oh, you got a new voucher in your account, you know, check it out. That sort of stuff. So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's nice, you know, it's always good. Like if you trade anyway, then why not trade and then sometimes get something for free, you know? Yeah. So yeah. Parabolic, let it fly. Cheers, reloads. When looking at CVD, do we take into account the wicks as well? Yes, the wicks as well. CVD is all about market orders, market shorts and market longs, and the wicks also include that price action. Need to add the 6 steps in the corner of your trading view, indicator called trading notes. I know, right? I do have an idea of, I mean, what I can do with the 6 steps. I've been thinking about it. Yeah, I there's still a lot to do. The 6 points forever. Cheers, Mr. Bulla. Cheers. Work on the 6 steps. That's the way how I got where I am today. Is the 6 steps are just based on my own, well, trading career, I suppose. It's literally what I went through, and it's not easy. But if you want to be in the industry long term, I mean, that's the way to go, in my opinion. It's not an impulse up or down. For the wave C to the downside, 55, 50K. What do you think about this scenario? A wave C to below the low that we have now would mean a diagonal to the downside. If you call it a wave C, of course, instead of a wave 5. And more locally, the moment, so taking this high, of course, is no problem. If you take this one, then a zigzag ABC is, of course, invalidated. Now, we do start to spend quite some time up here, right? We have been going sideways for quite a long time here. Now, just like at the low, right, what is nice is the longer you go sideways, the higher the probabilities become to turn around, because you're going to be looking at the end of an impulse or the end of a wave C or a wave Y. But now that we touch the 886, the probabilities are higher to still take out the high before an impulse down, because a wave 2, the 886 is a rare target for a wave 2. And it's common for B or X. So therefore, probabilities would be high to take the high. You got to be aware, though, of a potential swing failure pattern, like where over here on the chart, you basically wick the chart in this area. So you wick it, but then wick close below and move the opposite direction. No? That's something to be aware of. But yeah. Cheers. Thanks for the modding, Mark. Appreciate it, mate. Yeah, it's part of the industry now. Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. Yep, that's a great book. Also in the description. There's all the trading and money related books I recommend are in the description. They're great. What's up, Mahesh? Cheers. Thank you. Another one. I don't tell you to buy or sell. You need a plan. I think I can get rid of the couple that I never use. What trading view indicators do you think are very useful? Well, to me, none. Only CVD. which is AGGR. I don't use any volume, the volume indicator, just the standard volume, this one. I don't use any other indicator myself. One that I guess is useful, so I do have this, and I do talk about it sometimes. So I don't use anything here except for watermark, because that's Koen. But this one from Leviathan shows you the daily volume profile, and then the point of control of that day and the value area high, value area low of that day. So if you look for daily naked point of controls or weekly or monthly, that's a useful one. But yeah, I don't use anything else. TPO, we tested that for a little bit until they made this for like the pro version on TradingView. You couldn't use it anymore. So I don't except for CVD. I don't really use anything. Agent J, well, on the weekly time frame, the probabilities are higher to still move up. But the wave 4 being in is only really confirmed when you get bigger impulses up. But we did hit the target area on the daily time frame for potential lows to be made. Yes. So we have hit important support on a daily. So there is the potential for a low to be in. But on the 1 hour time frame, that's where I prefer to look now. It depends on the structures on the 1 hour if that's going to happen. And the bullish scenario would be a diagonal at the moment. So there's the potential, but I don't really like to analyze the daily because of the confusion with 72K. Some are truncated, some are not. The move down from 72K is very messy, lots of overlap and stuff. And the 1 hour and the weekly are a lot more clear, so I prefer focusing on these two. I agree, short trends. Start with the basics. You know, your portfolio size, you can make it grow as long as you got the basics and you got a plan, you got a strategy. Shield channels are the worst. If Koen wanted 100k subs by next week, then he only has to create thumbnails like how much CAFSPA do you need to become a millionaire, or XRP to $89 when this happens. Yeah, hey Mark, we can try. We can try. And after we hit 100k, we go back to Elliott wave analysis, and all the people will just leave and leave. Oh, that's going to be demotivating, man. Cheers, Pratik. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, man. Later. The mind calendar. Lolsland Storm, how you doing? Good to have you here. Welcome. The open mouth Alexo thumbnail. ETH. I'll have a look in a second, but would be something for the altcoin stream as well tomorrow, because on ETH we actually did ETH last week. Where is my didn't we? Yes, we did. We did ETH last week. I have a timestamp in the altcoin video. I don't really think too much has happened on ETH, really, but can have a quick look. Koen's token. Yeah, I mean, probabilities. Yeah, it's just ETH has not. I mean, yeah, nothing has changed really. So, the probabilities are higher on the weekly to move up. You touch the 886 from the high to the low, touch the 886 locally here as well, and you move down, higher probability of being corrective. Wave C or wave Y, increasing probabilities to sooner or later take out this high, which in turn increase probabilities for all-time high. So probabilities are highest for the bulls on ETH. Local price action and a bit of a move down was as expected. Filled the gap that we have here on the daily. Move down, perfectly fine. I wouldn't mind seeing ETH move into support here, golden pocket, right? 886, golden pocket continuation, but it's probability wise still looking for up. So yeah. Oh, that's the wrong chart. How do I start trading? That would be with the 6 steps. So before you start trading serious amounts, put like a very low amount of money in a trading account. You know, you can play around with it, but keep your education money as low as you can and build a plan, meaning try as many free tools as you can on TradingView, step 1. We literally wicked the lower high. You're kidding? We're still at the 886, yeah. But yeah, learning to trade, try as many free tools as you can in TradingView, right? Build experience with the platform, put them into use, put them on the chart. Step 2, build statistics on the tools. Step 3, combine the different tools that you enjoy and build more statistics on the combination, building a strat. Step 4, tweak and adjust, add a tool, remove a tool, build more statistics. Step 5, start trading your strategy with a low amount of money. Work on your trading psychology. Step 6, increase your portfolio size. Follow these steps and you're going to be a very likely profitable trader. So starting to trade starts with experience, as boring as that sounds. And the experience can only be gathered by playing around with the tools and the indicators on TradingView, following the chart and implementing it. Yeah, the chart of ETH is a little bit more tricky for the bulls, but because of the 886s, probabilities are higher to move up from an Elliott wave point of view. You don't really want to see a drop below the previous range, though. That would be too great. Ooh. We are live for almost 3 hours. I'm going to call it a day, guys. So, holy moly. In total, we have 1,498 views in this live stream and 99 likes, almost the 3 digits. One more. Do you want to please be that one more? Thank you in advance. But there we go. The one that pressed the button, thank you. Okay. Yeah, we've been live for almost 3 hours. Oh, I can feel it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chatting. Tomorrow we are back, and tomorrow we have the altcoin stream. Let me check my agenda here. Yes, so tomorrow is altcoin Sunday. So be prepared, because at the beginning of the live stream we do the voting, right? In the first like 15-20 minutes you can vote, and then we're gonna do alts. So thank you, Hoshi. Okay, you'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow again. But yeah, thanks everyone. Say hi to Ashley. I will. Ooh. Yeah. Make sure to trade safe in the weekend. And I'm going to put the timestamps in the live stream after I cut down the live stream. So I lost 4K trying to learn how to trade. Exactly. And that is why you want to put a very low amount of money into your account and learn how to trade. Make sure to keep your education as low cost as possible. So thanks everyone. I'm going to see you at the next one, okay? Trade safe. Enjoy your weekend as well.